If you're a man in today's dating world, you already know this. Things have changed. The rules, the signals, the timing, the expectations, all of it. But here's the good news. Women are not as complicated as they seem when you know how to read them, lead them, and connect with them the right way. Most guys are still guessing. You're not going to be one of them. The truth is, attraction is predictable. Confidence is magnetic. Leadership is rare. And the man who understands how to combine these wins. That's what this is about. I've coached thousands of men and analyzed the patterns from thousands of women. What I'm giving you here isn't theory. It's tested, sharpened, and built for real-world results. These 5 dating tips are not gimmicks. They're not tricks. They're principles backed by experience, and they cut through the noise. If you apply them, women will start seeing you differently, fast. You'll stop being nice or interesting or decent and become unforgettable. You don't need to change who you are. You just need to stop doing what doesn't work and start doing what does. Most guys fail because they hesitate, overthink, or try to impress. You're going to move differently. You're going to lead the interaction. You're going to control the frame. Whether you're just starting to date or you're tired of wasting time on women who flake, ghost, or get bored, this is your reset button. This is how you attract her, lead her, and build something real. Or at the very least, walk away with your head high, knowing you had the power the entire time. Let's get into it. 1. Own the room. Before you approach. Most men make the mistake of locking in on a woman too early. They walk into a bar, a lounge, a party, or a social setting, and they immediately target her like a sniper. All focus, no presence. She sees it, she feels it. And guess what? It doesn't work. Before you ever open your mouth to talk to her, you need to be the man that people notice. Not the loud guy, not the show-off, but the man who owns the space he's in without needing permission. The energy you carry when you enter a room matters. Women pick up on it fast. She sees how you move. She watches how others respond to you. She notices if you're scanning for validation or if you're grounded, solid, and in your element. If you can't own your environment, you can't lead her in one. So, when you step into a space, you pause. You look around with calm awareness. You make brief eye contact with people. You don't rush to the bar or straight to her. You make conversation with others, men and women. You show that you are socially calibrated, that you belong here, that your world is already good, with or without her. Why is this powerful? Because it tells her you're not desperate. You're not chasing. You're choosing. And that is the difference between a man she wants and a man she avoids. Approaching her from a place of need puts pressure on her, but approaching from a place of abundance creates intrigue. It's the difference between I hope she likes me and let's see if she's worth my time. Women respond to that shift instantly. When you finally do talk to her, you're not some random guy popping up out of nowhere. You're the man she's already noticed. You've set the frame. The way you entered the room spoke louder than words. It made her curious. It made her wonder. And that curiosity is your leverage. If you want consistent results with women, stop focusing only on the approach itself. Start mastering your presence. The first 10 seconds of how you carry yourself in a room does more work than any pickup line ever will. Don't ignore it. Walk in with certainty. Carry relaxed confidence. Take your time. Let her feel that you are a man who doesn't just show up, you arrive. That's how you win before the first word is ever spoken. 2. Talk like a man, not a boy. The way you speak to a woman tells her everything she needs to know about you in seconds. Not just the words you use, but how you say them, the pace, the tone, the weight behind them. Most men don't even realize how soft they sound. Not soft as in quiet, soft as in uncertain, hesitant, overly careful. They're afraid to say the wrong thing, so they speak like they're asking for permission instead of expressing themselves like a man with backbone. Women pick up on that instantly. They tune out the moment they feel like they're talking to a boy in a man's body. And it doesn't matter how attractive you are. If your voice carries no authority, no certainty, no leadership, the attraction dies before it even starts. She needs to hear a man who is comfortable in his skin, who says what he means, and doesn't need her reaction to validate it. That doesn't mean you should be aggressive, rude, or try to dominate the conversation. It means your words should match your confidence. Speak slowly, speak clearly. Don't rush to fill silences. Let them hang for a second if needed. That space shows strength. A boy gets nervous with silence. A man doesn't flinch. He owns the pause. Your conversations should carry direction. Playfulness, teasing, curiosity. That's all good. But underneath that, there should be leadership. You're not just reacting to her. You're guiding the interaction. You're setting the tone. If she challenges you, don't fold. If she tests you, stand tall. If she throws sarcasm, smile and return fire. Never retreat into politeness. That's how boys respond when they want approval. You don't want approval. You want truth, connection, and polarity. A real conversation is not about being liked. It's about being real. A man who can express his thoughts, his values, and his humor without watering it down for approval stands out. Women are bombarded daily with weak compliments, boring questions, and flat conversation. If you speak like a man, with edge, depth, and clarity, she feels it. She leans in. She responds to it emotionally, even if she doesn't fully understand why. You don't need to talk too much. In fact, saying less with more weight is better than saying too much and sounding empty. Make your words count. When you give a compliment, mean it. When you share an opinion, own it. When you ask a question, make it matter. Small talk doesn't impress her. Substance does. Talking like a man means knowing who you are, not shrinking for anyone, and expressing yourself with clarity and intent. When your words match your frame, she won't just hear you, she'll feel you. And that feeling? That's what creates impact. That's what builds attraction. Stop talking like a boy trying to win her over. Start talking like a man she can feel in her bones. 3. Create sexual tension. Without being creepy. Most men either avoid sexual tension completely or they jump into it way too fast and too sloppy. One makes you forgettable. The other makes you uncomfortable to be around. The sweet spot is where the real power is. Creating tension without forcing it. Building it naturally so she feels it grow between you and starts to crave more. Here's the truth. Women want to feel desired, but not in a desperate way. They want to feel your masculine energy, but it has to be directed, controlled, and clean. If you come off like you're trying to score, trying to get something from her, or pushing too soon, you lose her. It's not that she doesn't want it. She just doesn't want it from a guy who doesn't know how to handle himself. Creating sexual tension starts with how you look at her, not staring her down like a creep, but holding eye contact just a little longer than normal. Letting your eyes say, "I see you," without needing to say a word. That subtle intensity is powerful. It makes her heart race, and she'll remember it long after the moment passes. Next, it's in how you use your voice. Slow it down. Drop it slightly. Speak from your chest, not your throat. That shift creates a vibe. It tells her that you're grounded, centered, and that your energy is focused. Women feel that immediately. Then comes the physical layer. You're not just touching to touch. You're calibrated. A light touch on her arm when making a joke. A brief hand on her lower back as you lead her through a crowded place. A quick, confident squeeze of her hand if she shares something personal. Done right, this doesn't make her pull away. It makes her feel more drawn in. It shows control, not desperation. You also create sexual tension by not acting on every moment. You tease her, then pull back. You compliment her, then change the subject. You let a moment build, then make her wait. That space you create, that pause between action and escalation, that's the tension. That's the heat. Boys rush, men let it simmer. Another key? Hold your frame when things get flirty. If she gets close or makes a move, don't melt. Stay steady. Hold her eye contact. Let her feel your calm. That self-control is rare, and it turns her on more than you realize. She sees you're not easily moved, and now she wants to be the one who moves you. Sexual tension isn't about being overly sexual. It's about being comfortable with the fact that the energy is there. and not needing to act on it immediately. It's knowing that you can handle the pull, the heat, the build-up, and that she's safe feeling it with you. Don't hide that side of you, but don't throw it in her face either. Let her feel it rise. Let her wonder how much more you're holding back. That's what keeps her locked in. 4. Be the prize. She wants to earn. Most men flip the game without realizing it. They see a woman they're attracted to, and immediately they start chasing. They shift all their energy toward impressing her, pleasing her, proving themselves. In their minds, they're thinking, I hope she chooses me. That mindset alone kills attraction. Because the moment she senses you don't see your own value, neither does she. The truth is, you are the prize. Not because you're cocky, not because you say it, but because you live like it. You carry yourself like a man who knows what he brings. And you don't hand that out to just anyone. When you operate from this frame, everything shifts. You stop chasing. You start qualifying. And now she's the one thinking, is he into me? Am I good enough for him? You earn that frame by building a life that's already full. Your focus isn't on trying to get attention, it's on building value. Your purpose, your direction, your habits, your circle, they all show her that you've got substance. When a man is dialed into his mission, women feel that. They can tell you're not desperate for connection because you're already whole. That's rare, and it draws them in. It also comes down to how you treat the interaction. You're not rushing to win her over. You're observing, you're testing. You're feeling things out. You're not throwing compliments every 5 seconds, you're giving them when they're earned. When she says something impressive or reveals depth, that's when you show appreciation. That's when your attention means something. Being the prize doesn't mean acting superior. It means being selective. You don't have to be rude, distant, or arrogant. You just have to show her that your time, your energy, your presence, they're valuable. And you don't just give them away because she looks good or says the right things. You give them to someone who actually brings value back to your life. This flips the dynamic. Now she's invested. Now she's chasing just a little. Now she's watching for your approval, even if she won't say it out loud. And here's the kicker. The more she invests, the more she wants the outcome. That's human nature. If she's working to earn you, she values you more. You want her to feel like winning you is a win, not a given. You're not another guy in her inbox. You're not another dude hoping she texts back. You're the man she remembers, the man who stood out, the man who didn't need her, but chose her carefully when she showed she was worth it. Being the prize isn't a line or a mindset hack, it's a way of living. You don't have to convince her, she sees it in how you move, how you speak, how you carry yourself. Own it, and you won't just attract her, you'll keep her attention long after the first impression fades. 5. Stop seeking approval and start leading. Approval. Seeking is one of the biggest killers of attraction. Most men don't even realize they're doing it. It shows up in subtle ways. Laughing too hard at her jokes, agreeing when you don't mean it, over-explaining your opinions, constantly checking her reaction to see if she's still interested. Every one of these things sends the same message. I need your validation to feel okay. And the moment she senses that, she pulls away. Because women don't want to lead the interaction. They want to be led by a man who's grounded. Leadership in dating doesn't mean controlling her or telling her what to do. It means you create the flow, the direction, the experience. You don't wait for her to make every move. You don't ask her where she wants to go and then try to read her mind. You make decisions. You present options. You move the conversation forward. You're not looking to impress. You're looking to guide. Leadership is felt most clearly when things get uncertain. She cancels plans. You don't panic. You reschedule or move on. She throws a test your way, gets sarcastic, or acts cold. You don't react emotionally. You hold steady. You respond with humor or calm assertiveness. You're not thrown off your center because you're not chasing her mood. You're leading the moment. This also applies to the way you communicate. Too many men speak with hesitation. They soften their words, add disclaimers, or twist themselves up trying not to offend. That doesn't come across as kind. It comes across as unsure. A man who leads says what he means. He's respectful, but he's direct. He doesn't dilute his personality to get her approval. He trusts that his truth is strong enough. When you lead, you also understand timing. You know when to push forward and when to slow down. You're reading the moment, not reacting to every signal. You're comfortable with space, with silence, with letting her talk without jumping in. That kind of self-possession creates presence, and presence is rare. That's what she remembers. Not the perfect lines, but the way you made her feel when you were fully there and fully in control of yourself. Leading also means being able to walk away, not in a dramatic way, not as a threat, but as a natural extension of your self-respect. If something isn't aligned, if she's playing games, if the energy is off, you don't beg, chase, or negotiate. You lead yourself out. That's power. That's the kind of man who becomes unforgettable, because she knows you wanted her, but you didn't need her. Attraction lives in polarity, and polarity comes when a masculine man leads with calm, clear, unshakable presence. And a feminine woman can relax into that and respond freely. Stop asking for permission. Stop trying to fit her expectations. Step up. Take the lead. That's what creates desire. 6. Build a life. She wants to be part of women are drawn to men who are already in motion, not waiting, not idle, not on pause until the right one comes along. They want to step into a life that feels full, alive, and headed somewhere with purpose. If your world feels empty, scattered, or stuck, no matter how good your game is, she'll feel that disconnect. A man without direction creates uncertainty. A man with drive creates gravity. You don't need to be rich, you don't need to be famous, but you do need to have a life that you're proud of, one that you're actively building with intention. That means having your own goals, your own standards, your own pace. It means filling your days with things that give you energy, challenge you, push you forward. Whether it's your business, your craft, your health, your social circle, it needs to be moving. And not for show, for you. This kind of life does two things. First, it makes you more attractive, because women see that you're not waiting for them to give your life meaning. You've already got meaning. She's an addition to your world, not the foundation of it. That changes everything. You're not chasing her to fill a gap. You're offering her a seat in a world that's already in motion. Second, it gives you something more powerful than any line, trick, or strategy. It gives you options. When your life is full, you're not desperate. You can walk away without flinching. You don't tolerate disrespect, confusion, or wasted time. You've got too much going on to be pulled into chaos. A man who's building something has natural boundaries. He doesn't check his phone every 2 minutes hoping she texts. He doesn't rearrange his whole schedule for a maybe. He doesn't drop his priorities for a woman he just met. That self-respect speaks louder than any words. She sees it in how you move. She knows you've got standards, not just for her, but for yourself. You also bring more to the table emotionally. When you're grounded in your own world, you don't bring needy energy into the interaction. You're not asking her to complete you. You're offering stability, depth, a clear sense of who you are. And that kind of presence? It's like oxygen in a world full of noise. She can breathe in that space. She can trust it. Your life should be something you're genuinely excited about, not something you fake for social media, not something you perform to get her attention. When you're locked into your own lane, when you're chasing down goals, taking care of yourself, surrounding yourself with solid people, building something that matters, women feel it. It's not hype, it's real, and real always wins. If she steps into your life, she should feel like she's stepping into momentum. Something alive, something sharp, something that demands respect, not just from her, but from you too. 7. Keep your edge. After you get her. Getting the girl isn't the end of the game, it's the start of a new one, and most men lose here. They turn sharp during the chase and soft once they've won. They stop doing the things that sparked attraction in the first place. The edge dulls. The mystery dies. The presence fades. And she feels it. Fast. That's when she pulls away, tests harder, gets distant, or leaves. Not because she's unstable, but because the man she was drawn to stopped showing up. Keeping your edge doesn't mean playing games or being emotionally distant. It means continuing to live with the same standards, the same strength, the same grounded presence that made her want you. You don't relax into comfort. You grow deeper into leadership. You don't cling. You connect. You don't lose your frame. You hold it, no matter how close she gets. A lot of men confuse connection with surrender. They think that the more they give, the more she'll stay. So they overinvest. They cancel plans, stop seeing their friends, drop their mission to be available all the time. They think that love means self-sacrifice. It doesn't. Real connection comes from being fully present and fully self-led. She wants to be close to you, but she also wants to feel that you're still a man with direction, strength, and standards. That you still choose her every day, but you never need her to complete you. Keeping your edge means keeping your purpose sharp. You don't stop growing. You don't stop leveling up. You don't let the relationship make you lazy or passive. If anything, you sharpen more. You hit the gym harder. You take on bigger goals. You stay around strong men who hold you accountable. You stay aware of your energy, your presence, your role. You also keep your edge by keeping polarity alive. That means not falling into roommate energy. You keep flirting, you keep teasing, you keep the tension and the spark. You still surprise her, you still challenge her. You still make her feel like she's with a man, not just a partner, not just a nice guy, but a man she wants to be around, respect, and desire. The moment she starts to see you as safe but boring, predictable but soft, helpful but uninspiring, you've lost your edge, and that slowly erodes attraction. Never forget, attraction isn't built once. It's kept, maintained, protected, not through fear, through leadership, through self-respect, through staying intentional. If she fell for a man who had fire, purpose, confidence, and presence, she wants to keep waking up next to that man, not the shell of him. Don't let comfort soften you. Don't let closeness erase your strength. Stay sharp. Stay grounded. Keep evolving. Keep your edge, not just to keep her, but because that's who you are at your core. Most men fail in dating not because they aren't good enough, but because they stop acting like men and start performing for women. That never works. What gets results is showing up with grounded confidence, leading with clarity, holding your standards, and never letting go of your edge. When you talk like a man, move like a man, and live like a man, everything changes. Women respond differently. You stop chasing and start choosing. You stop proving yourself and start leading. You don't need tricks, you need presence. Be the man who lives by these principles, and watch how naturally the results come.